Welcome to the data provider scenario. Here, the healthcare use case is demonstrated and a COVID-19 dataset is registered along with the creation of an agreement. In this demonstration, only the dataset registration from a data provider is shown. We are starting off by using the trustee dashboard. Here, the data provider selects to provide data to the platform. After which, the data provider must describe their dataset by entering the requested information in the dashboard's input fields. The dataset's description starts with the essential information, such as name, data domain, dataset size, and a short description of the dataset. Up next, the access URL is requested along with the time frame indicating how long this dataset will be available for. This allows future data consumers to sign this dataset's agreement, which will be created just after this data description page from the trustee dashboard. The data provider now enters the metadata schema of their dataset. This information is required by the trustee search engine, enabling data consumers to search for registered datasets. The final step of the dataset description page is to describe the actual columns in the dataset. Here, the exact type of data inside each column needs to be declared, as this part will indicate to data consumers what type of data they are going to process for each column. Once everything is complete, a quick review can be done, and then submit the dataset description to the agreement manager to further create, attach, and sign an agreement to this newly registered dataset. Now, in the Agreement Manager, an Agreement Prerequisites page is shown to further help data providers stay compliant with the GDPR. However, these steps are not in this demonstration's scope. This allows us to skip right to the agreement's creation page for the previously described dataset. While creating the agreement, the data provider is prompted to provide a title, clear agreement details, a license for the dataset, the start and end date for this agreement, the purposes for processing the dataset, and for which domain it may be processed. With the agreement details completed, the data provider may now not only indicate which columns may be processed, but precisely how each individual column is allowed to be processed. This information is bundled together to create the complete dataset agreement for data consumers to agree and sign. Once completed, the data provider may again review their input and then create their agreement. By finalizing the agreement, the data provider's digital signature is applied to the agreement, including all of the details in the digital signature's hash. As the signing process completes, the dataset is successfully registered and its agreement may be signed by data consumers to process the dataset accordingly.